Hi, my name is Jenny. Welcome to my channel JK Star A Reader. Today I'm doing a weekly reading update. That's right, a weekly reading update, and I have a few books to talk about. So let's get going. The first book I have to show you is Six Crimson Cranes by Elizabeth Lim. So this is a book that I've been reading this past week, and I am at the 140-page mark. This is a YA fantasy following Shuri, a princess in the kingdom, and one day, on the day that she has her betrothal ceremony, her magic that she is hiding gets out of control, and she catches the eye of her stepmother. Um, and so the story goes that the stepmother places a curse on Shuri, which causes her to be unable to speak, and she must wander the earth, and her brothers are turned into cranes, and she is determined to follow them to keep them safe and to break the curse. But then she has problems doing so because she is unable to express what she wants without being able to speak. And so this is, so far I seeing this bit of a easygoing read. As I said, is a YA novel, so not too complicated in terms of the storyline. Easy read to be something to read between the more tougher reads that I have on my reading TBR. So yeah, Six Crimson Cranes by Elizabeth Lim. The next book I have to show you, it is All That We See Are Seen by Ken Liu. So this will be the first full-length novel I will be reading by Ken Liu. I read a few short stories from the Paper and Menagerie, but I have not read any of the books in the Grace of Kings 4-book series, or the translations he wrote for the Three-Body Problem. So yeah, I'll be finding out about this author with this new book and see how he writes longer form writing compared to what I've read in the Paper Menagerie. And this is a novel, a mystery that involves AI and technology, and how these various genre elements are able to convey a story about the life that we live in modern times, and thinking about what the near future holds with the technology that is in development at this time. So yeah, All That We See Are Seen by Ken Liu. The next book we have to show you, it is The Unlikely Pilgrimage of Harold Fry. So this is a book following an older gentleman. He goes on a walk and decides to keep on walking. He is thinking about the life he has had and the marriage he has had with the same woman for over 40 years. He is walking because he finds a message from a woman he used to work with, and she is in the hospital with cancer, and he decides he must walk to where she is to save her. And so this is an interesting story of an older gentleman and the notions that he has in his head, and how cut off from the world that is forming in the British society that he is living in. Instead of the the world he has known throughout his adult life as an older person is not the same as it was before, where he just relied on his own abilities instead of the technology that makes life seem more convenient in our current day. And so, yeah, this is The Unlikely Pilgrimage of Harold Fry by Rachel Joyce. Next, I have another book, and this one is The It Girl by Ruth Ware. So this week I saw the film adaptation of The Woman in Cabin 10. I thought it was a pretty compact mystery thriller. It didn't have the elements of the book that I was looking forward to, such as the suspense and the psychological horror elements that Ruth Ware is known for her books. And so it was a compact movie that was an hour and 30 minutes long, and it didn't take long to watch, and it had all the major plot points of the book, with perhaps some scenes written in a different order. And so I thought it was a pretty good representation of the novel, with I guess decisions were made to make it a movie that was pretty not a full-length movie, but a shorter movie that had all the major as I said, the plot points of the book. So yeah, so I decided to continue on with reading books by Ruth Ware, and The It Girl is the one that I'm currently reading. So it follows Hannah. She attended college at Oxford, and years later, as she is an adult, there are some strange things that happened during the college years with the group of friends that she was with, that it continues to have an effect on her life now that she is in her adult years. So yeah, The It Girl by Ruth Ware. And one more book to show you, and this one is, let's see if I can find it. It's here. So it is Night and Day by Virginia Woolf. And so I read one book by Virginia Woolf this past year, and that was The Waves. And so I decided to keep on reading the books that I have currently, and this one is Night and Day, the second novel by Virginia Woolf, and it is about women's suffrage and the movement that was being underway for women's equality and voting rights. So yeah. So I do want to get to this fairly soon, even though I think it would be good to put off a little longer, but still, I do want to get around to this. And so yeah, Night and Day by Virginia Woolf. So yeah, that's it for the video this week. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again next time. Bye!